Planeswalker's life is an otherworldly journey that is far from easy. The consuming vortex of an ever-changing metagame can leave your house of cards feeling bombarded with endless scenarios and worry of what's next. But one company has your best interests in mind, clarifying your uncertainties with hope and solid footing. Weather the storm. Insurance for the common mage.
Ooh, hey everybody, it's one of our many, make sure I'm working here, yeah, Halloween shows. Today we're playing Nils, and if you're new to Pauperganda, you're going to be a big head scratcher and just call it Golgari stuff, but Nimchimsky's son Nils is a prominent feature here at Pauperganda. We always like to say hi to the little guy and stuff, so I figured this needed a name, and Nimchimsky was the first one to show me this list. It was very, very different. It hasn't changed as much as like a BRUTESQUAD did, but it got there. Anyway, and I just took it to a 4-1 a couple days ago, and I'm going to actually replay one of those games, I think. It's not the easiest thing to go find your old games, unless you write down exactly who your opponent was, but I'm pretty sure I've got one loaded up and ready. So I want to go over this list because it's pretty cool. We've got 4 Ash Barrens, 1 Bog, 1 Forest, all 4 Rot Farms. You'll see why in a minute. 1 Radiant Fountain, a bunch of Swamps, and then 2 Cottages for a total of 21. I'm pretty fond of this go-to number there. Thank you for joining me, Shiraz. I saw that a while ago. Little Fight's not going to be able to join us today. He is doing some other cool things. So anyway, we've got 4 Defiles, 2 Tragic Slips, 2 Justice, 2 Thorns. We've got all the cast downs, all the Diabolic Edicts, 3 Night's Whispers, and 2 more of these. This, when I competed, was a Chainer's Edict. And I just kept finding, especially because of our Weather the Storm mechanic in this list, that I really wanted instance, all the time instance. Especially good against Tron when they start flickering things and stuff, game 1. And then for Weather the Storm, this used to be 3. Unless it's infect, it was just always buys you so much time, and I just always wanted it. And plus, a lot of times we're winning with Justice or a Crypt Rats activation. Speaking of Crypt Rats, we have 3 of them. I was thinking of, I used to have a 4th in the side, but between this and the Justice, we're usually able to get there. I even ran Crypt Incursion, thought about running that too. What was it? The Suffocating Fumes for a while. Just didn't like it. I cycled it more often than not. It would seem to only be good against Fae, and more on that in a minute when we get to the sideboard. So we got 3 Rats, 3 Read the Bones, all 4 Pulse of Murasa. This used to be 3 too. All my notes when I was losing was just like, man, if I just a little bit more life, because technically this deck shouldn't exist. It shouldn't work. In a black shell, you got to go all in. This allows you to kind of cheat, and then we're able to fix the mana and draw cards with Bonder's Ornament. So that's the deck. Anyway, Nimchimsky in the house. Me and Nils are in the house. All right, good to see you. All right, so this one's for Nils, way across the pond. And in our sideboard, I've got 1 Raven's Crime, 3 Macabre. Found out I was beating Tron it's so boring. I so hope we don't face Tron because it takes like 55 minutes to beat him. And a lot of times it's a donate plan. You donate Thorn and you just sit back and gain life and stop them from comboing off. 2 Siphon Life. I used to run Distress for Affinity, and I figured, well, why not just run this? I even thought about running Croshan Tusker to go get, we've got 1 Forest already. which is why we have one mountain in the sideboard here. And that with the Bonner's Ornament, able to kind of keep Affinity's food at bay. In theory, I've never faced it. One Caustic Caterpillar for a catch-all. These guys have been the MVP. Just love them against, you know, kind of Mother May I decks that are just countering everything. You get one of these to drop, and thanks to Murasa, it's usually kind of easy. You can just start churning away their cards, even more so than the Raven's Crime, which is in there for like burn and stuff. Got one Felden's Cane because we draw a lot of cards, and I was thinking of using the Centaur, but that's vulnerable. This kind of a 1-mana slip through counter magic catch-all. One mountain, and then we have 3 deserts. Why? Well, my only loss in the tournament that I ended up going 4-1 against was to, I think I have the notes around here somewhere. Is it this one? Let me see. Nope, I got too many notes all over the place. But it was to UR Delver, and I was just like, even like, let's say we did have Suffocating Fumes, you know, 3 or 4 fairies out, they just bounce, counter, and it's a dead card, whereas they can't counter the desert, and it stops even for getting pecked to death, so to match our crow theme up the top. So yes, Snugglesworth in the house. All right, yeah, and I was planning on getting another property ready, pumpkin style. Maybe we'll do that next week. Not the whole show, just like between rounds, just a way to break it up. I know I said that last time, but I was actually pretty busy with work this week. So anyway, I'm going to see if this works. I haven't done this in ages, where I show you an actual tournament run. I'm going to mix in some real games here too, but this was against Remy Strange, I believe. And, oh, nope, this was Brute Squad. Never mind. I'll stop this. See, you can't tell which your games were in a tournament after the fact. It used to sit there until you joined a new tournament, and it would show you could just replay the games. And that's actually how I used to do Pauperganda. I would start off with 2 live games, and I'd show 3 tournament games, and then it started being just tournaments, and now we started getting sniped, and blah, 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 blah. So enough chat from this chittering monkey here. We'll put this up here, and we'll see if we can play this out. These games are going to go long, and to prevent this from turning into like a 5-hour slog, I might just play 2 or 3 with Nils and then finish up with some Brute Squad, because it's always popular, but we'll see. And Grincha lands in the sideboard. Look, yeah, it's funny. Against Delver and Delver Red, you got to give them props. Even with Crypt Rats and all this mass removal and spot removal, everybody's been there. They can wiggle through it, and being able to have access to that, that game plan is very important. And so we can just pitch it if we don't need it. We can, and then it's also it's been serving good because Burn can, look, we've got all this stuff, but if you need extra plans for what do you call Siphon Life, you can go that route pretty easily too. So, alrighty, let's see where we're at here, and good luck. Neo Weapon in the house. All right, let me close this up for screen real estate. We'll keep this, and let's hope it's not something like Tron. I'd rather it be something fast, so we can be the slow deck, because those can really turn into slogs, and I don't think I'm going to be able to stream very well with this. So attention, Nils, this might not go according to plan. In other words, just enjoy the show and get ready to have some critiques at charge. Okay. All right. What is this, Familiars? Yep. All right. We'll turn this down here. We'll go get our Forest. Probably leave it in our hand for a bit. Nah, we'll probably cast it, throw out a Night's Whisper. Sometimes my hand can get a wee bit too filled up early on, so I'll play out this. Hopefully we just draw into some more land here. I don't want to have to pitch everything in my hand. That's why I'm going to, against this matchup, I'm just going to treat Weather the Storm just like almost like a cycling card, even though it doesn't draw me a card. I'll be happy with 6 life, and then I'll just keep moving, because I just need my hand size to be knocked down a little bit. Keep us in the buffer zone, right? I'll just do it now because I really want a Night's Whisper, and I don't want to have to pitch cards, and I would pitch that anyway, so I might as well gain 6 life. Woo! Okay, here we go. Oh, this is kind of sucking. Let's Whisper. Let's play this. We'll wait another few for that. We can get that Crypt Rat to land with enough fuel behind it. We'll be feeling good. Till then, not so much. All right, there's that. We'll defile that. Snugglesworth says, hey, have you tried Spinning Darkness? I have not. Yeah. I really like being able to lean on the advantages of what the deck does already. And what I mean by that is when I play like 8 Rat, I was actually playing 8 Rat, and then I was like, you know what? I remember Nimchimsky beating me over the head with this cool list, and so I dug it up and looked at it and then kind of tweaked it some more, and then, like I said, I took it to the PCT, and I just had one too many in me, and I was, worked all day, and I was really tired, and 0-2 bomb. But then the next day, just to kind of give the deck a pep talk, I took it to a tournament and went 4-1 with it, so that's pretty cool. Alrighty. Well, we've got a nice Wrath effect on the board, but we're probably looking at a handful of snaps. You must be trying to anger me there, Garacha John. Apologies on the pronunciation. I know I went on a little mini rant last night on Facebook about I don't like Chittering Rats anymore. It's a good card in a vacuum, but I think NBC needs to move on from that card. Don't think it's worthy anymore. Alrighty, well, we're not going to be attacking. I've got a wide opening spot here. I think I'm just going to pull the trigger. Just blast this. Why not? Let's hit for 3. Boink. We'll do that. Refill our hand. Hopefully. Oh, never mind. Alright. Blind your enemies temporarily. Yeah, that's their job. I ran into a burn player the other day. I was running all white lands. The art was pretty nice, but oh my gosh, I was just like, that's right, cash override. Okay, we'll see how much our removal holds up here. They've got to develop the board. We can wipe it usually. Get our Evincar Justice game plan up. But what I was going on a little bit of a tangent about was with 8 Rat, you're struggling so hard to make your life relevant, and burn is so hard, and it's like just a little bit of a mana shift, and you've got all your bad matchups go away, and you've got all this flexibility and life cushion, and you're able to win a lot of games that you shouldn't be in. I do think, I'll say this, I know I'm going to get an eye roll from a lot of people. I honestly think Weather the Storm needs to be banned pretty soon. I've seen that card just do some pretty insane things, and it's not fun. I'm gonna go like this just because we have the mana now. I'll pull this off here. I'm gonna bring back our dude. I had to tap the mana anyway, so now we've got an instant answer, got graveyard removal, and we'll be able to go get back our Crypt Rat if we need. And then we'll go from there. Got a little mood lighting in here, a candle to make things nice. What's he grabbing back here? The familiar? Yeah. Down goes that. I think we're going to Murasa at the end of turn. Yeah, I'm thinking they, like I said, Crypt Rats, Chittering Rats lock, things like that. Those are all nice and all, but, all right, I guess we'll do that. They have their place in like a Dimir shell and stuff like that, but, even the Liliana Spectre, same devotion, has evasion, can trade with flyers, run Macabre main. I don't know. I haven't dabbled with it enough to come up with any sort of solution, but sure feels, ooh boy, it's getting rough already. Let me do this now, and we'll heal through this, stop them from gaining life anyways. All right, well, that worked out pretty cool. We'll just drop the rat now. Is it going to get countered? They've got the snap. I wish I had some quick removal. I don't. And I do believe I'm just going to drop the bog now. Try to turn off that yard shenanigans and make him use a snap on our dude, to which we can respond or do neat cruel things. All things black mana. Dun dun. The Dr. Rod looks like the old Edict.Decklist, but with G-Life instead of the talisman. I dig. That's, yeah, it's technically it. Like I said, man, it's just got... I'll probably lose a few on time today, but it has got some gas. I'll tell you that. At this stage, I'll probably trip the rats, go get another rat. We'll see. Defensive Wizards. I did the math. Calculator. That mana calculator. Banning map seemed like the best way to get rid of the deck without banning it outright, if my memory serves. Oh, yeah. Well, boy, that latest challenge, you guys see that? Good lord. I think 6 of the top 8, if I'm not mistaken, were Tron. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, let's do it again. We'll get an Ash Barrens. Cycle this. See how this is quite the headache for burn if you draw good, but you know, it can get close with burn. It's crazy. All right, do we pull the trigger? I think we do. We'll go like this. We'll try a cast down. Okay, cool, it worked. We'll attack the old-fashioned way, folks. This is all true, Snugglesworth. All true indeed. I'm so happy Nils happens to be present for the show. I thought he'd be having to catch it on YouTube later. Good news. All right. We've got another rat in our hand. I think I'll just do a double smash-a-rooney blowout here. Let's see how this works. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll hold down control. Do this like this. Say done. Yeah. Should we wait for shenanigans? Let's trip it all. Yield. EOT greatness. It's going to get flickered. He's going to draw a lot of cards. Then he'll be pretty tapped out and have to discard a few of them. Maybe not the best plan. I just want to get that life down while we're not looking at one of those 0-4 white wall pharaoh dudes. Loving the Saturday stream. Nice. The Dr. Odd. I worked on the Dr. Oz show for ages. That's bringing back painful snake oil memories. That guy was not good for science. I always felt kind of slimy helping promote him. And interesting how the deck works now. Tron doesn't use the cards. It needs to make... Yeah. Very Dr. Ooze. Well said. Alrighty. This is all about the rats. Still about the rats. Well, let's see. We can trip for 2, trip for 3. We know he's got the familiar in hand. Okay. Looking for a snap. There's one in the yard. We have exiled a few, I think. One? Just one. Yeah. That was one of the better courses I ever took in college. You listening, Nils? No, it was statistics. I didn't think I'd like it. And a lot of the classes I didn't think I'd like. It ended up being one of my favorites. So that's kind of what college is for, right? We'll do 3 activation on that. Then we'll say done. Holding down control. We'll activate it again. Say done. In case he's got some sort of flicker effect. And we'll do it again with a bluff. Say done. And yield through the turn and see what we come out with at the end. Cool. All right. Hey, we finally got some movement here on these parts. All right. Well, we'll bring out the rat again. And we've almost got him dead. One more reactivation. We'll have it. We'll see. And also hit up Nils if you want his list. Like I said, this is definitely more like my playstyle, but we'll blast this now. Let me just hit him for everything here. You know what? Let me keep one back. I've got 4. That'll be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want him to untap either. Okay. Done. That way we can, if he gets that little life dude out, we can at least try to answer it, because there's only one more snap in his build. So, and as long as he doesn't gain a bunch of life this turn, I think we got him. There's that. No more life. No more life. All right. I always expect, when you see all these islands, you always expect counter magic, and it's always interesting. You just, oh wow, that worked. And there's been a lot of that this game where it's just like, huh, yeah, wow, check that out. It worked. One of the cooler classes I ever took in college was nutrition. Totally irrelevant at this point because, you know, the science has moved on so far, but I remember going in that class going like, oh god, this is going to be boring, and being like, wow, this is a really, really cool class. All right. And while that's on the stack, I think I'm going to try to kill it. Let's do that. Yield through the turn. See if he's got any good stuff. He probably does. Whoop. There we go. All right. It'll be a bit before our turn, but hopefully by then we'll be able to justice. Don't gain life. Don't gain life. Uh-oh. Oh, this might be over. Aren't you glad we have Felden's Cane? Felden comes in. And we're going to get milled to death. Boink. Teach me for pulling the trigger. I should have killed the Sage's Rope. I thought we were trying to stop the life for the recursion there, but they're still able to get it. And just another good example of why Flicker needs to be banned. And not just Tron on the radar, because this will just take its shoes the second we do anything after that. So he's got us here. So rather than do that, we'll go off to game 2. Not like I'm trying to win on time here today or playing for money. So we'll play like a gentleman. Be cool if we had Storm there, right? Wouldn't really matter. Okay. So we're going to bring in our Siphon Life package. Our Macabres come in. Our dude comes in. We're going to be careful not to overboard here. Bring in the Cane. And I think that'll do it. We probably don't need the slip. I'm going to get rid of like 2 of these, 1 of these, maybe all of these. Not too concerned with life at this point. Yeah, we'll keep the Thorn just because we can do the old donate trick. I really want to be able to kill that stuff at instant speed, and all our removal is such. The Justice might be able to go. Just 1. These guys are such houses. So we've got the Fae in check. We can always just play them in attack too. But what I've really loved in this build has been the Rot Farm into the Cottage draw. So can we just ban islands? Alrighty. I don't think there's a need for much else in our sideboard. And we're using Pulse of Murasa just as a way to generate advantage here. As far as if they do have a counter for our Crypt Rats plan, which almost worked. I thought we had them. I was getting a little cocky there. Thought we were just waiting until the next turn, and boom! Neo Weapon shows up. He's a very good player if memory serves. I know I faced him in a few tournaments over the years. Alrighty, we got some removal. We will have our mana once we get 1 more, so we'll keep this. Seen better, seen worse. Come on now. Let's do it. I'm very excited for the UFC fights. If you have ESPN Plus, probably one of the best main events that you don't have to pay for. I mean, you technically do. You have to have a package to have ESPN Plus, but it's only like, works out to something like $3 a month or something like that. Well worth it, you ask me. One of my very favorite fighters, Brian Ortega, is fighting tonight. I haven't seen him in about 700 days. he's a very good example. He did what Ronda Rousey did, where they got a little cocky with his punching power. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist, for those that don't know. And he started knocking people out, and this happens so many times to fighters. It's like a bad plot in a Hollywood Rocky movie or something. And they forget where they came from. They forget their bread and butter. And he stood there with Max Holloway, and it obviously wasn't, his boxing plan was not working. He was being very outclassed. It was obvious to everyone, and he still just kept at it. I don't know if Ornament's the play here. I'm too much of a purist. I want to go get my swamp. I'll go get a swamp. We'll stay back on counter magic, and we'll. But anyway, that's what I think happened to Rousey. She used to start getting critiqued because she was so good at the armbar, and it's like, and it got into her head, and then she started punching at people, and it was like, well, that's great, but don't forget where you came from. And sure enough, she tried to stand there with Holly Holm and crack, and then she tried to do it again and crack. All she had to do is bum rush, hold on, and win. Yeah, the old takedown wasn't available excuse. As talented as those two are, it's always available. I think they're almost bored with the talent level that they can develop on the ground game, but man. All right, got a little bit of a slow roll here. We'll rock like this. I would much rather return a bog at this stage, but we'll start drawing cards. Thinking I might be able to even lose a fountain. Not quite sure. Ooh, going with the attack plan, I see. Why, I oughta... Let's do this. Oh, these are both really good. We'll say top. Could defile that and then edict it. That'd be pretty funny. Maybe we'll do that EOT just because we're starting to get a little fat on our cards here. Let him hit us. Ooh, that's a pretty land. Pretty. Don't like using double removal, but don't do this at home, Nils. Here we go. All right. Hey, there's some counter magic. And one more swamp and we'll be feeling better. I probably do that on their turn, right? Let's try this. You really wish I had a... see if we get met with another one. All right. Come on, Bojuka Bog. Let's go. Let's open up the sideboard here. Alrighty. Cool. That's online. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's draw a card. Alright. Since we dropped a land there, probably should have waited till EOT, but maybe they did the old switcheroo on us, eh? I'll turn off that air power. We got an opening. I'm going to take it. Keep the chat active, please, just so I know I'm not dropping feed, even though I am hardwired in. I'm going to feel a lot more safe when we have a active Felden's Cane. Talk about old school. Woo! As old as it gets. Online, anyway. All right. I'm the impatient sort. Should probably keep that Golgari open just in case. Let's draw. All right. What do you think? They went with the old switcheroo? Took out the Sage Row, and if they did, it's no biggie. It only cost us one card. One card to stop an entire strategy. Not a bad deal. All right. And Chimsky Keeping the dreams alive. Old Drifter showing up. Ah, this is interesting. I could EOT here, obviously, but I think it's better to wait till I've got a little double activation plan. Despite all our draw. Woohoo! Feeling pretty good here. Alright, so I'm going to activate this for just 2. Holding down control. No shenanigans until it works. Boop. Alright. Now, I'm going to bring this dude out. Hello. There we go. First time I've caught you live, Played Magic. Hey, good to see you and thanks for chiming in. Ugh. All right. Oh, that hurt. Let's draw some cards and lose some life. Cool. Well, we've got an option here. Well, I think we better keep our cast down plan open. We draw lands, we're going to start pitching them to Siphon Life until Bojuka Bog shows up, which we really need. Or a Fae. We're about halfway through our deck and we haven't really seen much of our sideboard, so that's a bit frustrating. Well said, Chirazamon. Thank you for that. Yeah, we I am such an idiot with math that I remember I said, oh, you know, these are one of 4 Halloween shows, and I'm like, oh no, there's 5. It's like, who can't count on a calendar? This guy. So hopefully you guys like the holiday as much as me. Otherwise, you're in for some shows you probably won't like, as everything's got kind of a Halloween theme. I'll be pouring it on pretty thick on the day of, that's for sure. Hopefully everybody out there is, I mean, that holiday is built for COVID, right? You're wearing a mask, everybody just naturally kind of keeps distances, and I think it's awesome. All right, we've got to do this our turn, so we'll save the old Pulse for the Crypt Rat move here, or we can always go grab the Ash Barrens and start eating their life that way. I'm just going to slow roll this. Probably lose this one on time if I don't step it up. But I know it's a full moon, something like a blue moon on a Saturday. It's just this perfect storm, except for COVID, damn it. I know here in LA they've got some pretty ridiculous laws, and they're very heavily suggesting people don't do anything, and it's just like, gotta give people something, man. My goodness. It's gonna be interesting in a few decades. Tragically interesting, probably, hopefully not, but what this is doing to people's mental state, because I know our youngest is having some pretty big issues with the whole schooling from home thing and stuff, and not easy, man. Not easy. Let's bring back, should we bring back the Guild Mage? Or the Rat? Let's go for the Rat. I'm going to use my mana to kill stuff. And they're going to lose 2 cards. What's it going to be? Very true. Peppy Lives Matter. Cool. Well, we've got that. So let's, maybe we can bait this out. A counter spell. Okay. Let's see if we... no, I'll just do this. I'll just hang out. Why? Sounds like somebody dropped something in the kitchen. Yeah, well said, Dr. Odd. It's in mine especially, you know, he's naturally just kind of a hermit kid and had enough of an issue with that anyway, and then it's just have no worries about his IQ or anything like that. He's as smart as a whip, and no father ego intended. I mean, he's definitely I think he might just be bored and stuff, but yeah, we've really got to crack down. It sucks too, because now we're forced to his grades have slipped so bad, we're forced to, you know, take away stuff he loves, and you know, you want to be a friend, not just a parent, but you just feel bad. You're like, I don't want you to get depressed, but at the same time, it's frustrating. All right, what's he grabbing here? He's grabbing Ghostly Flicker. So we're going to try to take that away. And what else? Maybe the counter spell? Yeah, I'll try that. Do we get it? Cool. He's probably got some flicker trick. Well, we have this and that. Let's, well, we've got the mana to buy that back. 6, 7. Let's try and buy it back. What is this? A negate. You're too late. I'll just play that. Darn, 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 darn. I've got to at least try to keep that answer preserved for our Chaomancer. Full Man, thank you so much for that. Yeah, we put a lot of work into it. For some reason, we're still kind of just in the hidden zone of the internet. Never really had that breakout. My son experienced it. I was so happy for him. He went from like, I think he had like 1,000 or 2,000 subs for just years, and then he just boom. Now he's over like 10,000 and actually generating some money and stuff. And I was like, doing everything he's doing, but I think they tune in and they see a bald white guy and they're like, been there, done that. I should get one of those apps that make me look like a 10-year-old kid or something and see if that helps. Who cares? I'm just here to make good content. All right, let's draw some cards. I'm getting impatient. I'm losing on time. We've only got one answer in our hand. Ah! We'll do this. Bring back. Ooh. Yeah, we'll say Crypt Rat. Crypt Rats, always the answer. Yes. But if you like, please check out our playlist for our commercials. That's my pride and joy. Spent a lot of time on those, and it's really kind of what sets us apart, our commercial breaks, which we'll be coming up on soon. We've got a cool Fire and Ice take on an MTG fake vodka and gin commercial, which is one of our newer ones. All right. Do I have a target here? What's he going after? Ephemerate? Well, we've got the answer finally. Let's take that and negate. I'm not too worried about the draw in the deep analysis angle. I just want to turn off the combo and stop him from countering everything, which is definitely plan 2 here. Game 2, I should say. Type Pauper in YouTube search for engine, and I had to search for a while until your content. Yeah, I know. And I've got all the little prompts and keywords and everything there, but I guess it just hasn't been there long enough. I don't know. Anybody out there know? I just figured out the whole hashtag thing. I didn't even know that talked to YouTube for like a year. Figured that out about 6 months ago and stuff. In the end, it is only me behind the screens. It's like some Wizard of Oz sort of thing. I'm just a video editor here in Hollywood land. Unfortunately, I hate this place. I want to live in the trees up in like Vancouver or something. I like cold weather, but I got to stay here for the gigs. But if there's one good thing about COVID, maybe it'll teach people that like I do. I edit from home a lot. And in my downtime, I edit magic stuff that you all can see. All right. Well, he knows we just drew that. Let's see if we can. Well, we've got that in our hand. Let's play it. Does he have the counter? He probably does. Exclude shows up. Frustrating. We'll draw a card here. Well, our Macabres are showing up. Keeping them off the game plan a little bit. Maybe we should put in back the life gain, right? Got to remember we got Siphon Life in the yard. Got to keep that relevant. We're going to start losing life pretty steadily here. So Nils and I have started a YouTube channel. Oh, cool. Friend of mine. Hey, send it to Shiraz. Have him post it up. Everybody go check out Nils' YouTube channel. We love sharing and caring here. That's what it's all about. In fact, last night I bumped into Tamir Player, I think his name was. He's in the Pauper Classic Tuesdays a lot, and really had a cool brew. He won the PCT a while ago with this really weird take on Stompy. He might have sent it to me. I asked him to, but yeah, sometimes it's a pleasure to lose to people, and that was one of them. It was like, wow, that was a cool thing. All right. We're going to crash and burn. At least this first outing here. I feel safeguarded here because I know this is, you know, like I said, it went 4-1 in the tourney. And so I know it's not garbage. It's just, it's tough to host a show and do all this at the same time. All right, we're going to do this and this. I believe I'm going to just start trying to gain some life here. Oh man, this is frustrating. I want to bring back the cottage and play it. Ugh. I guess we'll get rid of the fountain. Let me, I've already got the mana for that, so let me draw a card first. Using black just in case. Get some cool stuff. Who knows? Well, there's Murasa. We'll save that for next turn. We'll do this. See if he's got the counter for that. He probably does. Boy, where'd all these counter spells come from? Maybe his sideboard is just a switch strategy to control. Who knows? Oh, they had just a lot of just new choices and cards in the Stompy deck. It was very cool. I think you can find it if you go to the PCT like results thing and check it out. I know he won like, I think it was like a month or two ago. Ran through me at that tournament too. Tuesday nights, usually not my best outings. Like I said, I'm usually, I drill pretty hard like when I'm working for a client on Monday, Tuesday to wait around. It's usually always one of my harder work days, so I tend to relax with a Marit Lager or a gin and tonic, if you catch my drift. Actually, with me, it's gin and my new favorite drink is Tito's vodka, 90% water in the glass, and it probably sounds disgusting to most, and a ginger root. Really neat. I used to use lime, but a little too overpowered for me. Let me see if I can stay alive. Let's try to get back Crypt Rats. This will probably be met with a Poifit counter. Okay. To stay alive, well, we're not going to be able to stay alive. We're going to have to draw some cards here. 2, 3, 4. Drawing a card. Yeah, I dig it. It's been pretty cool. This won't keep us alive with Siphon Life. Yeah, we've just lost this one. Probably should have played this first, because if it got countered, we'd still grab a few more things there, but who's to say? One of the bad things about playing so many different decks every week, too, is outside of maybe Brute Squad, I don't feel expertise at one, and I do remember Neo Weapon playing a pretty mean fairies list, so have at you. We can block something, but we've lost. Good games. All right, we'll be back. We'll play maybe one more of this. Hopefully I can pull one off or show you one of the tournament games, but check out this. We'll be right back.
Our ingredients have historic roots. Our water combines the spreading seas of Zendikar with the rushing rivers of Ixalan. Our grain is harvested from windswept heaths under Amonkhet's nourishing second sun. From the russet wolf potatoes to the straw golem berries, each piece of our mystical puzzle is then blessed by the order of the Ebon Hand, transmuting our prismatic ingredients into a magical elixir that is then held for 5 Teferi time twists. Then, our Balduvian brew mages carefully select only the finest examples, which are then exiled within our patented guild-packed glass. Introducing Jaya's hot and spicy chili vodka and Jace's refreshing ice gin. Fire and ice. Experience your opposite. Available at all Sing Here superstores.
so much for the continued support of the people to my right. Also, if you want to have your deck played, a 10-ticket donation on Magic the Gathering Online is probably the best way to do it, as well as sending us an email to pauperganda@gmail.com. But anyway, thank you so much again for the people over here, and we'll see you next time. And we're back. Here we go. Let's hope for some better luck. We drew good. Alrighty. I think I'll keep this. We got this and this. Maybe it'll be against Burn. That'll be pretty funny. Let's go. This is one of those decks. I don't really play Control all that much just because it, requires a lot of focus, and I tend to try to be too much of a chatterbox and a host, so you won't see me play these too much. And like I said, today I'll probably just play one or two more, and we'll call it that. All right. Well, at least this will be fast either way. Nils. I was chatting. I was so bummed out that Little Fight couldn't join us today, because I was like, I couldn't quite remember, because it seems we should have called him Nims. And I was like trying to remember. Does anybody remember? I got to come clean and just say I don't remember how he came up with Nils. I know there was deluxeicoff, and then my brother we called Semikoff, the most successful Magic player in history, by the way. And then we were talking about Nimchimsky's son, and somehow we came up with Nils, which is why we called the deck Nils. And I think he's watching still, so that's pretty cool. Did you summon Burn out of the ether? Yes. So says Copper the Red. All right, let's see. Yeah, gosh, what was it? Like one of our... it was way back. One of our first few shows, there was some positive enforcement podcast I listened to, and I was telling everybody about it. And we were literally calling, I don't know if anybody remembers that, like, it was something, it got kind of spooky. It was like we started calling 1 out of 60 cards off the top of our deck pretty consistently. I'm going to lead off with Cottage here. I just want to ensure that we can do something on turn 3, meaning that something being Murasa. We've already got our forest on hand. This might be kind of a slog. You'd be surprised if the storm doesn't show up. Burn could actually be close if, trying to draw cards if you don't have everything just right. And they get there because you can't really shut the door too fast. In fact, Nimchimsky had a really cool idea, and it might prove to be something I end up emulating using, I think it was a Twisted Abomination. Fix your mana, and then you have a big, 4-turn bonk, 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 and then the game's over. So I'm thinking this style of build, it's probably better than a Gurmag Angler. All right, here we are. Let's do this. We will take our opponent very seriously. Burn has a way of killing you pretty quickly. It's going to stay back in case we see a Alchemist. Even so, I'll Murasa at the end of turn here. Just kind of hoping for them to just really over-invest and bolt, Fire Blast, try to finish you off like that. But sometimes you get the concession when a Murasa is followed by, what? Weather the Storm, which aptly we had the commercial for at the top of the show. So one of these years, I'm going to have a commercial for every damn card in a deck. That would be pretty funny. That'll be a long show. 30 commercials. All right, let's cycle this. Well, what we really want now is for some creatures to show up. And I think the original list had tendrils too, but I just, it was one of those, I just always wanted it to be an answer now and not in the form of waiting around. So let's go like this. Get rid of that modifier. Nils, just call me Nims. Was it Nims? That would make more sense. Maybe I had too many gin and tonics. I do have a way of messing up words often, so that could be the case too. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna play it. It sucks. Our mana's kind of a little awkward here. With what, double fountain and a pulse, and we're in the teens still, so it's not feeling all that great. Maybe we should change it. What's his vote? What does he want to be called? Pretty easy to rename a deck, especially before I post it on YouTube. Let's get it right. Oh, just call me Nims. Okay, I see that he said that. All right, Nims it is. Like so many meanings of that. It's funny. It's like, he's Nims. It's like, that's right. See, now that's making a lot more sense to me too. It's like, of course, nils, you know, being that it's kind of like a negative, like a nil game, nil summon void. I don't know. Nims it is. I would rename it on air like the deck file, but then my little keyboard issue would roll to a commercial or crash the system. So that's why I don't chat with people either. Let's see, just in case there's another one. Boink. Let's keep this civil, shall we? Dead here. Nim is my MTGO name. Nils is the real name of my son. Oh, but he thinks it is okay if you call him Nims. Well, I just want to know it. He wants him to be called in the chat from here on forward, because I thought I was going crazy there. All right. This is the crux, right? You're like, do I draw? Do I pay life here? I gotta proceed carefully. Giving them a lightning bolt there with the help of curse. That's a pretty cool. I had no idea it was like a real naming. Learning something new every day. Uh-oh. I just learned this morning that about saltkins. Those are pretty fascinating. I think we're going to lose to Burn, even with all this life gain. Did I say this went 4-1? I just have to keep rephrasing that just so people understand. This isn't crap. I've got to keep this in case our life just explodes. We'll get rid of Edict here. I think we're going to lose to Burn. Little Fight would be giggling right now. Oh, I think we're going to lose. We need a lot of targets to trigger a storm count here. At this stage of the game, we're only going to probably be able to do it twice, and that's only going to eat up a little bit. Do we even show him this? Because he might bring in artifact hate. I don't know if that'll even get us anything. We're just going to go to the next game. There are some creatures out, and I could go boom, 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 and then... One, two. Let's see. Crime. I like the crime. We'll get rid of the rats. 2, 1. Get rid of a whisper. Probably get rid of these. Bring in these for our little beat stick. And this will be our kill card. Maybe. Caterpillar, in case he has another multiple of those dudes happening. All right. I think we've got about as much hate as we want to bring in. Boink. Okay. Nims it is. Now we got Weather the Storm. And the fountain shows up. We'll keep this. Feeling all right. Probably going to see some Molten Rains here, so can't ignore those Ash Barrens for swamps. Got to at least maybe grab the forest and then just hold it. That'd be my advice. Not that I'm worth much advice with this kind of a strategy. I've only played one tournament with it. But if you do like this kind of a list, and you want to take this list or Nims and modify it, just make sure to focus very intently, because it's not easy to play. Decision tree can get you in really deep trouble. We'll grab the forest. Let's do that. I've already got the swamp down. We'll go get another swamp. We'll drop the farm. Drop the farm. All these potential song lyrics. I was thinking of another, got a little note here to say, It's just an idea I might do. Where it's like, have you or a loved one been infected with pauper? And it'd be like P dot A dot, you know, it's like symptoms include, and go from there. It's way too easy to do fake drug ads for pauper. Piresius is, I think I tried to put all my eggs in one basket with that one. Come on, removal. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll take that. We'll go like this and this. I hate not having a modifier. I mean, letting him have a modifier out, but we'll try to gain some life here. Wish I could have killed that alchemist. Actually, in Holland, we would write it like Niles. Huh. I've got to get out that way. My genetic homelands. I'm quite a mutt, but the majority of my makeup is Swedish, so whatever that means. I know my DNA sure likes the cold weather and snow. And that's no lie. It's going to be embarrassing if we lose to burn. We've got to kill that modifier, amplifier, whatever you want to call it. Ugh. Man, oh man. You know what? I think I want to sit back on weather the storm here. So tempted to pop this and just go find some removal. I might do that next turn, but he's got 4 cards in hand. I think we might be able to turn on the storm more so than use a Siphon Life here. So I'm going to just drop the fountain and hope for the best. Okay, let's see what our storm count comes back to. There's 1. But the little count from Sesame Street out. I shouldn't say that with all these out-of-towners in the chat. I don't even know if Sesame Street's a show outside of the States. Okay. This is when you hope your opponent just goes all out. Not too much. Maybe a mountain into a, what do you call? Needle drop. Does he got it? We'll do this. Heal like this. Gain 9 life. It's so unfair. Card shouldn't exist. Removal. Deck's chock full of it. Where is it? Don't get me wrong. I like the life game, but that gets me the one thing I don't want. Ah. Day life. We've got to kill that damn thing. I'm going to go find some removal. We haven't dropped a land yet, so there's our removal. We'll see bottom, top. Do life for this. Kill that dang thing. There we go. Okay. I can make him start discarding stuff. Not out of the woods yet. Ouch. Well, that hurts. I don't know if we should lean on discard or the other one more. You know what? I'm going to just play Siphon Life here. Return this. I'll siphon here. Boy, what do you lose here? If he blows that up again next turn, we really want this out, and that's our only land. I'm going to actually get rid of the fountain here. Yeah, we'll just call it like that. We've already seen one Molten Rain, so I don't want to overstep my bounds. Let's see what new devilry is going to appear next. I like when I can play Guild Mage if I can immediately make them discard. So prefer that to be the play. Let me bring out the caterpillar. We'll make this an investment turn. I'll play this. I'm just going to play the land just so we've got double options and we don't appear. I'm not tempted to siphon it. I'll do that. Let's go. This guy just looks cool. Hey, I could probably be him for Halloween. Any bald visage is easy for me to pull off. Here we go. Thank you for that link. Or is that the robot? Oh yeah, the bot. God, the bot's font is like in the exact same color as the background. Craziness. All right, well, let's start churning things up here. Discard, baby. It's probably just a land. Yep. I'm just going to attack with this out of respect for the lava runner. Well, that was kind of dumb because I've got Defile, but I don't know. Like I said, I haven't had much coffee. Yes, I have. I'm lying. Ah! Strapulator. The eye of Sauron staring at us for his avatar. Yeah, maybe they took out all of their searing blazes thinking we were on like some creatureless brew, huh? Oh, never mind that. That's an interesting choice. Maybe he's leaning on an enchantment idea. Who knows? I need lands to eat some life. Ugh. I'm going to take the chance. Let's get some lands. I'm going to do this to this. Play this. Since I've got this and this, I'm not going to really worry about Defile. So I'm going to use these as food. Whoop. As we come in with our own form of a Fire Blast and a Guild Mage Siphon Swat. Pow! We are far from out of the woods. Couple needle drops into a Fire Blast. Comforting thing with this list is usually Burne's been upgraded with its creature so good that that's usually what ends up beating you, is an alchemist. Be interested if anybody ever did the tournament math on games without that hitting the board versus games with. I think it goes from tier 1 to 2 very quickly. All right, I like this a lot. I'm not even going to mess around. He's got one card in hand. I'm just going to go get back a swamp. We'll attack. And then I will ditch the swamp for 2 more life with the Siphon Life. That's about an 8-point swing. In life, that is. Keep the chat active, folks. It's my only way of knowing my feed's still going good. All right. And here we are. Yeah, it's one of them just falls under the category of a kill-all deck. Not the funnest thing to play against. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a Rage Quit. But Burne's always in it. Pulse of Murasa plus Siphon Life combo. Alrighty. Surprised he hasn't scooped. Yeah, I know. They're tenacious, boy. Nope. It's a prerequisite for Burne players. Alright. What do we have here? Got a lot of dead cards. That's what we've got. It's nothing to do with our graveyard. So it's time to make them discard. Discard. It's probably just a mountain, but it'd at least turn off Searing Blaze from being an option. There's 1 damage. I normally don't like the Guild Mage in a lot of lists. Bit fragile, but in this one with the recursion package, it really means the difference. You all know how much I like, what is it? It's not Duress. I mean, I like Duress, but it's the one that costs 2 that can grab a creature. That's why I played against like Affinity and stuff. And what is that? Those familiars. This is Burne. Y'all know what I'm saying. Distress. I think that's it. All right. What do we like? What do we dislike? I never want to see the rats. Bring these in just for offense. Yeah, I don't even know why I would have the justice there. I'm just going to lean on air power. It's one of those cards. You forget it's a 2/2 flyer. It's pretty hard to block. So let's lose one card. I'll lose a Defile. Against burn, we noticed we're pitching a lot of our lands anyway, so yeah, I think I might want to do that. Let's go like that. And submit. Distress, that's the one, yes. But yeah, it, I had 4, then 3, then 2, and then none because I ended up, you can't Murasa a distress, and in those games it really was key. Oh, you hate this kind of hand. You got it all, but you also don't have anything. We're going to mulligan. Come on. Another Rot Farm. Mulligan. And keep. We'll get rid of... I want to preserve our life. Get rid of this. I don't know. Probably regret that. Done. At least our mana's right. Our deck's not doing us any favors, those two hands, was it? Ooh, the air's turning a little bit here in greater Los Angeles. You can feel a little bit of the shivers of fall coming in the evening. One of the warmer Octobers ever. We'll do this into this. I'm just going to go make sure our mana's right. Probably won't play that for quite a few turns since we've seen Molten Rain, but next turn's plan is just a boring Rot Farm play and try to gain some more life. Stay ahead of the curve. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods, everyone? Oh, yeah, I use Mixer. Do you play Magic in IRL? I'm sorry, I'm reading upside down and backwards. I know you wrote that a while ago. I'm sorry I didn't see it. I don't know. Oh, in real life. I was like, IRL? Thought that was some online code for ICQ or something like back in the day. Yes, and every once in a while we'll show a paper or, kitchen table paper game. All right, let's drop this here. My collection's actually gotten pretty good for just Pauper, though, because my son got into it, and so, I sold my collection a long time ago to Pro Tour, and I just kept some tabletop Pauper game decks, and then my son got into it again, and so we then I won a bunch at the Rags to Riches tournament, so I used that to pretty much buy a lot of the commons that I didn't have, and now I've got kind of a Rolodex of just pretty much my online collection. And then my son drafts enough, or at least back when the world worked, he did, and so any new stuff I would just pick from the stuff he didn't want, and he plays a lot of Pauper too. I shouldn't say a lot. He comes and goes. He'll probably start playing a lot now because his video games have been taken away. So, all right, we really want to see our caterpillar show up, don't we? And apologies for just seeing that comment. Yeah, that's just doing us nothing, is it? Let's save that for a bit. Let's do this into this, just in case our swamps become relevant. I got a siphon life in the yard. At least keeping the curses at bay. Curses! All right. Is this going to happen again? Remember last game, or was this waiting around for removal? Feels like the same hand. I think we had to read the bones to go find the Geth verdict, if memory serves. And 18 again. And away we go. Hey, cool. Well, this time we've got the answer, don't we? Well, it's still kind of awkward, though, huh? All right, we'll play this. Whoop. We'll go like this. Say, get out of here. Amplifier. No soup for you. 15. I think I'm going to win, lose, or draw. I think we're going to go for Brute Squad the next few games. Just energy of the room sort of thing. Trying to keep things up and going. 14. I think we've got the tools to pull this one off, even though we've got double curses on us. All right. Well, we like this draw. I think we'll pass the turn. Yeah, we'll pass the turn. We'll Murasa into a Weather the Storm, and maybe that'll get a concession. We'll see. I think they might try to... Weather the Storm late against Burn kind of sucks because it's only usually going to get you 6. At this stage, it might get you a lot. I think I'm going to wait till the Storm's a little bit better. All right. Let's gain some life. Zoop. Does he have a response? He does not. Let's cycle this for a swamp. Maybe we can make that Defile make good. I think there's 10 swamps. Yeah, you're right, Dr. Odd. It does in the last few games, that's for sure. I've been pitching a lot of our swamps, though, to stay alive with the Siphon Life, I think, in last game, but this definitely might be a better 3 of the way it's been feeling now, but really good in that early game. So the stories say we're at 16. I'm feeling a little safe here. Let me bring this out. I think I'll siphon here. I don't know. That 4 is kind of... Do we play it? Do we not? Do we? I'm going to play this one. I gotta... My spidey senses. Next turn we can read the bones and Weather the Storm on ourselves. Let's see what happens here. We've already played. Now we've got 2 storm count. Is it going to hit us with anything else? Nope. Okay. Okay. Does he got more? He does not. Wish we could target something here. Let's be patient. Don't want to get too low on life. Well, that's interesting. Gonna assume we're at 4 life here. Good news, he can't double Fire Blast us. So if I do this into this, yeah, we've got enough to... Let's try that. It's very nerve-wracking going down to 6 life against Burn with 3 cards in their hand. Hopefully they're all Searing Blazes. Read the bones! Look at the bones! Bottom on these. You ready? Well, that's good for that, isn't it? Wonder how many of these I try to pull off here. Try this. Maybe he'll have a spell right before this. Triple the weather. All right. Well, I'm just going to do it again. Triple the weather. 21. I was expecting more fireworks. I think my Searing Blaze prediction might be correct. It's neither Evangeline. It uses Crypt Rats and the Evincar Justice Plan. It's got some creatures in the sideboard it comes out with. We need to just go find that stuff. Right now we're just eating life with lands like this. We'll take this out. This is getting cruel. Okay. So what we were going to do is go grab the Ash Barrens with Pulse of Murasa, go up to 25, cast it, gain 2 life. He loses 2, weather the storm, draw a card. Gets fun from there on. But our mana has been a little awkward and weird. So what I'm going to do is go get some more coffee. We went 1-1 with that. And for what it's worth, Nims, that's right. The deck's called Nims. Go over the list here real quick, just before we shift gears into Brute Squad. So yeah, this is the list. Like I said, I got a 4-1 with it. It's the only time I took it to a tournament, but it was just to kind of like give it a little bit of air because I crashed and burned similar to that first round with it, and I just knew there was something there. But you really do have to focus with this list. But anyway, we have 2 cottages. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swamps to answer the question. 1 fountain, all 4 rot farms. You know, this should probably maybe lose 1 of these for another swamp, or cut the Defile down by 1, perhaps. But that's like the only games, not that I've played it. I mean, what? This is maybe my dozenth, is that a word? Game with this list. So, but yeah, it's got the Defile, Tragic Slip, package and 1 drops, 2 Justice and 3 Rats. We got 2 Thorn of the Black Rose. A lot of times you win by donating this and then just sitting back with the life, or you use the Felt and the Cane plan against like that first opponent, but we never drew it. So anyway, so yeah, this is the list. The original list was from Nimchimsky, and I just modified it to fit my play style. Weather the Storm and Pulse of Murasa were 3 ofs, and maybe if you play the deck and get really good at it, you can do that and keep 1 of each in the sideboard. For me, I just always wanted to see it. As we saw against Burn, you'd think like, oh, it's going to be a wipeout. It isn't. You still got to draw it, because a lot of your draw is in the form of losing life, and so you've got to be able to recycle that. And then, and I think the original had 3 Bonders ornaments too, but just a lot of ways to go with this list. You see our sideboard's really flexible. The deserts are just for Fae. A lot of times you get locked even with all this removal. Crypt Rats and Justice is only so good if it doesn't get countered. Otherwise, you're just kind of stuck. We can pull stuff out of their hand, and then we can use deserts as an uncounterable option of turning things sideways at us. So, yes. So anyway, MTM Tat is in this set. 12th? Are you serious, MTM Tat? You probably are. All right, guys. I'll be right back after a quick bathroom break. Enjoy Odin Makes with Bone Splitter.
The Bone Splitter Axe. I'm actually very happy with how well the texture of the Bondo turned out, and I'm pleased that it stuck as well as it did to the plastic tip, because I really wasn't sure on that. Now, I'm a little concerned about the wooden shaft and the wooden point for some cons, but for most, I'm sure those will be just fine. But I think it looks awesome. What do you think?
Wow. Odin, amazing job as usual. But hey, why don't we put it back where it belongs so we can go play with it finally?
And that's how Odin makes.
Hey y'all, come down to Golgari's Southern Grill for the finest in Cajun cuisine. Whether it's our signature brown scale brisket or the Guma goulash, you'll gnaw all of our items to the bone. Feed your plan at Golgari's. Whether you prey upon the spicy root waters and wash it all down with our famous scorpion slasher, or try our award-winning Sakura steak sandwich with croissant kale salad, topped with our own Wickerbowl sauce. This is Golgari's Southern Grill. Go get you some.
And we're back. for sticking with me here as we're going to jump into Brute Squad. Only changes to this list I have made have been to the sideboard. We just played Burn and saw how ferocious it can be. It's no news to anyone out there. And now Brute Squad's been having a little bit of a problem with Burn lately. I've been losing some really close ones. Even in just tournament practice room, 2-1, 2-1, not in my favor. And so Hollow has always been a cool answer for that, but and I'm always torn, like, do I lose Dispel for Hollow? So I went with just 1 blue Elemental Blast, so it's kind of like playing 5 Hydroblasts. We'll see. Maybe we'll face Burn and see if it works out. I think I made this change and then I went to bed. So that's how much I play tested the 1 blue Elemental Blast. I took out the Oblivion Ring that was there, and now we have it main and lost 1 journey for it. So we're a little bit slower against like Stompy style stuff, but just by a little bit. The crucial thing with Brute Squad design is you really want 4 elements of removal. So I've got 2 journeys, 1 ring, and a Harsh Sustenance that can all be pointed at creatures. Mostly green creatures or walls. That's usually what we're running up against. But it's frustrating because I don't mind if you follow this deck. A lot of you do. One of the best. It's got good matchups all up and down the board except elves and walls. And I don't want to add Burn to that list. So I hope this is an anomaly. I was even tinkering with the idea that maybe Prismatic Strands is too slow and maybe I go down to 2. But that's the reason I do win against a lot of decks like Stompy pretty easily and things like that, is we're able to do that. So they ever come out with a white artifact, that's going to be pretty kicking. I know there's the Smurf, but it costs white. What I mean is like something that costs like 1 and is like if this was a white creature instead of a black germ, that would be epic if they ever come up with that. But anyway, we'll check that out as we go there. But so now time to caffeinate the show again. Let's see. Let's change the deck. Otherwise, we're going to have another slog on our hands here. No offense to Nims. Submit. That is a slow and prodding deck, and we are here to play a few games with, cancel that. We'll create with Brute Squad. And I actually hope that we see Burn because, 1, it's fast, and 2, see how it feels. Because I think last night I played it like 2 or 3 times, and I lost every one of them. They were razor close, but still, they're L's. And I had to look at the list and go, Dispel's curious. You think like, oh, let's lose that but there's just so many games where Dispel is just MVP or comes out of the blue with thanks to help to Survivor's Encampment or Holdout Settlement and such. So we'll see. Let's play first. We always want to play first with this build. This is a keeper. A little bit slow on the ring draw there, but we'll be all right as long as we draw 1 more land, which we're apt to do. We've got 16 in this build, as we have lost the Sprigleaf Drum for this version 2 of Brute Squad. I don't know what I'm up against. We got multiples of the Inspector, and we've already hit Metalcraft next turn, so I think we're just going to lead off with this, pass the turn, and keep on moving. See how much more energized I am when I showcase Brute Squad or something aggro. I remember I played Teachings about 2 years ago. Somebody wrote me and they're just like, in a very nice way, they were just like, yeah, don't ever do that again. It was like, that show really dragged. It's like, sure did. Alrighty. I could come out with that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be met with some hate, but let's see if they've got it. We'll do this. At least we're edict proof here. And we'll run at them with this. 12th. That's an interesting spelling there, MTMTet. Now I see the smiley face with the wink. There's a bit of a glare from the candle in here. I thought, with me. Yeah, life gain. Well, that's a dog for an avatar. That's odd. Got you to say it. Yes, you did, my friend. All right. Well, we're probably running into like a, what do you call a version of like a Pestilence. So let's put something out that we don't really care if it dies. And we'll just play aggro here. Attack! Whoa! Thought about playing charge and something like this. You know what I was thinking? If you could bring this up, Shiraz, I would appreciate it. Foul Tongue Shriek. Interesting in this build. Maybe only one in the sideboard, but interesting option for Tron and such. Or maybe burn. Of course, you'd have to have a lot of creatures out to do that, so only one probably is a good call, but we'll see. I might be walking into that Pestilence, but I don't think they're going to be able to activate it to wipe the whole team, and then we've got the ring. So I'm going to put the pressure on here. That's what the deck's built for. Let's do it. Attack! Whoa! It'd be funny if he's got a handful of edicts. There it is. It's a pretty cool list. Whenever you get that loss of life wording, valuable stuff. Keep that in mind. If you got a deck for next week, send it to pauperganda@gmail.com. Hopefully it's more of the aggro persuasion. I tend to like to do those on the stream just because it's a little bit more near and dear to my heart. Easier to host the show that way. Not so much stuff to think about outside of some combat tricks. We always like to see new brews. I think the default choice might be to play Tamir Player's little battle-tested brew. That thing looks pretty cool. The Stompy variant. It's kind of cool. He's gonna wipe the board. I didn't see a rat coming down. But we'll still be able to hit for 4 with the help to the germ. We're going to lose a lot of our team. But at least it costs some life. But not all of the team. Now his edicts will be effective. Got him on a 2-turn clock if we don't draw anything. Let's see what we do draw. Hey, yeah, this is kind of frustrating. I want to go in for that, but I do want to be edict proof, so I'm going to go like this. 3 is so relevant in Pauper, both for combat math, but there's just so much removal that does 2 but not 3, and then you add the Flare Husk to the mix, and you get some pretty lopsided creature scenarios on the battlefield. But any of you out there, educators or whatnot, let me know if you got any tips for getting my son out of his funk, because he is in that stuck in his room / he's a great kid. There's no attitude problem or anything like that. It's Spanish that's given him the biggest problem. He just can't care about it. I don't know. He's one thing I love about him is he's so just chill. My other son's a lot more like me. He's very just, focused a little too much, sometimes a little too stressed out and whatnot. My youngest is really chill, and I just love that about him. I don't want to try to change who he is, but I also want to incorporate it. It's a wee bit important to do better. Well, we've got a 3 toughness there. We can't really do much with this. Deck's drawn a little clunky. We've got Edict food. Could probably trade here. I don't think it's worth equipping. I want to draw with the clue, so I'm just going to attack. I'm surprised a black rogue deck with Morsel Theft doesn't run Foul Tongue Shriek. Jade Fire out WSN says it's too creature dependent for a deck that runs mostly sorceries. That's a good point. But hey, I was just bitching about mono black. Maybe it leans more creature based and ends up running that instead of the Gary. I don't know. Try it out. Oh man, darn it! That would have been a neat little huzzah. Okay, Ornithopter holding down the fort. We'll equip it next turn and have a nice little surprise. Okay, so he can kill one member of our team. We'll keep that for a surprise value. Yeah. Let's do that. Ooh, interesting. Well, how do we roll with this? I'm going to put the husk on something. We've got the tooth surprise. I think we put it on this. So if he activates, gonna kind of keep him to okay, there's one. There's two. And we just don't attack here. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. He drops one land. We have to attack here. Yeah, he has to block. We at least get rid of 2 of his permanents for 1 of ours. I think we'll keep the tooth. I really want to see a ginger brute here, but Toothmaker says, is there a book he really likes? Maybe get a copy of that book in Spanish and read it with him. Oh my god, yeah, that'd be my weakness. Trying to teach his weakness too. Yeah, kind of way to make friends with the language rather than just being schoolwork chore. I can relate. I was pretty chill about schoolwork unless it captured my imagination. Yeah, and it's Toothmaker is one of my good buddies and one of the smarter people I know, and so he reminds me a lot of him, and so I'm not worried. I mean, he's I know he's going to be fine. One of the smartest people I know. Didn't even finish high school, and but you know, as a parent, I'm just trying to avoid what I can. His attitude's great, and like I said, I'm not worried at all that way. I just the social thing and the whole COVID crap and stuff. It's just you know, you take something away, but there's a totalitarian in me that just kind of wants to like, dang it, pull out everything and blah blah blah. But I don't, you know, especially with the state of the world right now, I don't want him to fall into like any sort of depression, because I'm sure everybody's got some form of that as it sits now. So okay, let's do this. At least we'll make him actually, let's draw a card. We might, well, if we get Ginger Brute, that's not really going to do much of anything. So let's play this. So Edict Food, he at least has to do that with it. You know, we can actually, no, we can't. This is a black. I thought it was an artifact creature. And we'll save that for a, we'll trip the clue. We'll see what he does here. As an A student, Puerto Rican with Hispanic friends and a Spanish-speaking soccer team, and I was a C student in Spanish until the 11th grade, says Dr. Odd. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm sound like a hypocrite because I am just atrocious with languages. I had the same problem with Spanish, but I tried. You know, I had that, you know, understood the importance of grades, and you know, I had that, I guess, a form of brainwashing back at the time. You know, school's everything, blah blah blah, and it's just like, as I've gotten older, it's just like, well, curiosity's everything. Come on, give us a Brute Squad. I just call it Brute Squad now. Man, this is getting clunky, isn't it? Well, let's stop the avalanche of advantage here. This is here for a reason. Let's turn this off. If we get a Ginger Brute, we'll be fine. Which one of Toothmaker's friends designed, by the way, when he worked at Wizards. That's pretty cool. Fitting that I have all 4 of them in this one. Toothmaker, did you just join us, or were you watching the top of the show and saw the other deck that we played? That was a control variant. Pretty cool. I feel like getting into them. Google Translate would give me a better handle on the language. I just joined. Okay, yeah, we played a pretty interesting control deck. I just made it based on a fan's deck and modified it a bit. Had a 4-1 with it, and then we crashed the first game, and then we won a close one to burn. Oh, come on. Getting flooded with 16 lands? What sort of treachery is this? Dreamer Stingo, good authors, eh? Let me write this down here. Hold on just a minute. Gabriel Garcia. Marquez. I love Spanish names. They always sound like awesome explorers. George, Jorge, Luis. My opponent's probably like, do something. I'm trying to be ambidextrous here. And away we go. Oh, Toothmaker, by the way, I think I'm going to owe Lisette a big favor, because she made good put my brother in contact with a pretty awesome water scientist dude. I know that sounds archaic, but yes, we'll do that. We'll return this. We'll play it. So, hopefully something comes of it. My brother's in the same position I am, looking for a job. Okay. That's right, the, yeah. Chainers is already used up. This is when I want him to use a Castigate on us, so we can at least use the flash ability of the Tooth. Maybe they'll get greedy and attack thinking we don't got an answer. But we do. Not anymore. That's great. Yeah, I didn't know that was... She had quite a bit of background in that too, so... It feels like a lifetime ago that we used to hang out, and it's back when we owned that house that I did all that backyard work on. That was good times. Alright, down comes the Edict. Usually useless against my deck, but he might squeak out of this. Make for a good game regardless. Come on, Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute, Ginger Brute, Ginger Brute. Ah! Heh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At this stage, I don't even know if that's... I guess at this stage, I'm just trying to buy time. You know, I guess we can hope that he forgets that he's got Edict in the top of his graveyard. Not likely, but at least he'll have to tap a lot of mana this turn. That's one thing I've learned. If anybody out there is newly unemployed, it has nothing to do with your skill set. It has everything to do with people you know. So one of the things I'd go back and tell my young self is to make sure to meet lots of people and do stuff. Some Toothmaker here is quite the people person. His Facebook friends count baffles me. I'm always trying to minimize mine. I'm like, I haven't talked to so-and-so in like 4 years. I'll just remove them. Just trying to keep it to people that would probably be at my funeral. If everybody was like me with social media, it wouldn't work. All right, here we go. Let's draw into you-know-who. A good player like Toothmaker probably would have waited to play that so that my Auriok Sunchaser would live. But come on, quit making me get flooded here. This is frustrating. Boom, 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 boom. We've only got 4 Ginger Brutes. You think we'd draw one? I think there's one in exile, though. Nope. There's 2. Okay, well, not so bad. We're not halfway through our deck yet, so I'm not too angry at the math. Well, our opponent's hellbent. Looks like we've got another turn after this one if the board state doesn't change, and it's kind of a clunky draw, isn't it? I'll do this. Come on, Ginger Brute. Actually, at this stage, Ginger Brute's not going to do too much. We might have to trip it for life. He's been gaining life with the Chimera Crossroads, which has awesome artwork. I always thought this doesn't really match a white card. I guess it's got that Church Ray element sort of thing, but I'm talking too much. Let's go like this. It's probably not worth equipping that much more so than with 1. Let's keep it like that. 3 toughness is hard to deal with outside of Edict style stuff. Do we attack? Sure. I probably should have attacked that first. Sorry, I'm a mess today. In we go. With the surprise. We're dead if he's got an answer for the Sunchaser with this play, but or at least turning on the scenario that if we do get that Ginger Brute, we'll be able to survive. Maybe they've got a sign in blood with our name on it. Sure wouldn't want to point it at themselves at this stage. Ooh, fun game. Does he got the answer? Nope. Okay, looks like we're going to have one more turn. Watch, he's got like a tendrils of corruption for the Sun Chaser. Be like, no, Fulman, says Dreamer Stingo. I am from Barcelona. Google Translate works great for English to Spanish these days. Those authors are incredible writers. There are many great Latin American writers. So when you guys are saying they're good writers, I mean, are they for that language? Or like, are these books that a teenager would like that they have written? I'm trying to, and if they're like these great novelists, that's wonderful. But he's not much of a reader, so. And he loves The Princess Bride, and I got like an old version of that, and I can't even get him to open that. It's just with kids these days. Not to sound like one of those guys, but not books are not popular. I'm gonna lose the journeys. I'll keep the ring. Probably bring in the dispel. Our sustenance is interesting, but with a wrath mechanic, I don't know. I'll bring in both the spells. I believe that's all I'm going to do. I'd like to maybe keep access to one of these. It can take out a, what did we just see? The Guardian of the Guildpact? Yeah. So yeah, we'll do this. I think I'm going to finish it up with this here today, guys. Getting kind of warm in here. I've got some plans to be a little bit shorter of a show today. I was hoping to replay some of those tournament matches, but I think it would just kind of be boring for me to find them. The interface isn't making it that easy to go showcase or replay old games. So no video games unless they are set to Spanish. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's a good hand. Seem better. There's our friend. For a second language, probably best to have a children's book since the vocabulary would be simpler. Yeah, that's kind of what... He did like the, both my boys really, and I did too, love the Frog and Toad series. Maybe I gotta find that in Spanish. Yeah, like if you know what it says, it's probably gonna help a lot. Normally I like Gingerbrute here, but against a heavy removal deck, I always prefer the Husk, because it's always, I always like to tease people in chat when they're removing a Husk. I'm like 0.5 removal, because it's like, well, yeah, you got rid of a creature, but it's not really a 1-for-1 at that stage. Spanish language adventure games could be fun. Yeah. Set magic. Can you set magic to Spanish? I don't know. Other languages, is there like some, does it know the region you're in? I don't know. Or does it always appear to be just these English looking cards? Who knows? Okay, well, this is why we run colorless creatures here. 2-3, that's not going to be relevant. So let's lead off with this. And then let's play this. Is that 3? Yeah. We'll try that. There we go. We got stuff. Frog and Toad, yes. I always tease him when he procrastinates. So that was always their favorite story. When it's like, I'll do it tomorrow. And you always get kind of despondent and just dour in tone. All right, so we'll lose the Gingerbrute here, even though we lose our ability. We'll have it again because of the Inspector. I always remember that really dark movie 7. And the creepy Kevin Spacey shows up as the killer at the end of the movie. He just goes, Inspector! It's like, oh my god. He's here in the flesh. Alrighty, let's do... Bit frustrating here. We can go... I'm going to have to do this to this, unfortunately. We'll go like this. At least turn on our Metalcraft. Yes, Dreamer Stingo. Sickle Slicer and Skinwing. Also like the, I'm very surprised the the vehicles. You know, Renegade Freighter is pretty decent. The right kind of deck. I was trying to make a black tap deck with that Night Market Lookout as well with the that Skyfisher card. Very interesting. I don't think I played a land this turn. Let's say white for this, and we're going to tap this too because I think I haven't played a land. I'm looking at the chat too much. I'm distracted today. What can I say? Yeah, let's return this. Do we get another mana out of it? Ah, I thought we did. That was my plan. Darn it. Now I can't do nothing. Pay attention, you idiot. So says I to my seat. Face cam has frozen, I think. Uh-oh. Has it? Well, good time to end the show anyway. As long as you can you still hear me? The computer's not making any weird noises. Alrighty. Audio still there? Sound great? Is it frozen on a horrible look? I was cracking up because Neil deGrasse Tyson had this cool meme or this little video on Facebook, and it froze and he had his eyes half closed. I mean, he looked stoned out of his mind. A dubious look. Oh, okay. Well, good times. We'll finish this one off, and that's a nice effect. Alrighty. Let's do some stuff here. Let's draw cards. Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's do this to this. Gonna have to pay 2. Let's make it 1 still. Get a creature out of the deal. Dual style. Well, at least I got lucky on the visage department. I felt so bad. I truly did laugh out loud when I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson's face, because his eyes were just like half rolled up in his head. He's like, it was just like, oh, you poor guy. All right, I'm going to keep the dispel option open here as we, yeah, I guess we're just going to attack here. Let's attack. He's already seen the trick with, what do you call, the Tooth of Chiscoria, so we're going to attack with both. Oh, he's not falling for it. Cool, all right. Well, we got the flyers. I don't know. Do we keep that back? Do we? If we saw a Crypt Rat, let's play it a little bit safer here. Oh, I'm back now. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Hello again. Friendly man here. Yeah, it's making some noises. You know, it's funny. I meant to ask all of you if you've had a lot of Windows updates lately, because just out of the blue, you know, get one every once in a while, and then it was like 3 days later, okay. Then it was like 3 days later again, and I was like, what the hell? It was very weird. So I don't know what's going on. All right, let's draw some cards. Trying to not overextend here, but it's tough. I really want to run them over. Run them down. This isn't going to do nothing. So let's tap this for blue. Go like this. All right. We've got... I don't know. What do we invest in here? Let me... I'll bring out one of these dudes. I'll bring back the husk. And then I think I'm going to chill on the creature department. I'm probably going to lose one of these dudes. I've got to dispel for the answer. And we'll see what happens. Huzzah! There's the best removal in Pauper for 2 mana. And there's one of the best answers. Surprise, sucker! Man, Shiraz, you are just like stuck in time. For a while we had a reason to keep our super old PC around, because it was the only thing that ran the original Diablo, which our whole family likes to play from time to time. But now they finally fixed the graphics interface, and they have it downloadable for PCs now, so pretty cool. Haha, I love when I get Edict with this build. It's like, all right, I guess they don't have access to rats, so I think we're going to open the floodgates here and start smashing. It's not going to be that much of a smash. We're going to draw Castigate. Damn good card. Charlezo. That's right. Man, your mind, my friend, is a iron box of just, well, I should say like a Rolodex, one of those old card catalogs from back when libraries were a thing. Crazy. All right. We like that. Maybe more of a surprise value card. We've seen some edicts. I'll drop one Thopter just to be some edict food. We don't need that or that. I'll put this on here. Keep our options open. And let's go. Love this little dude. You don't have haste. What a waste. So on paper, a lot of times mono black or like Orzhov or Dimir look like, oh man, it's going to be a close game, but it's usually how they play out. They've got great answers, but we've got 15 threats. And unless a very timely overextend wrath play happens, you'll usually get them. There's a lot of sneaky evasion in this list. Now at this stage, like a Justice or a Rats hurts them quite a bit. But Echoing Decay's a thing, so I think next turn, if I've got extra mana, I'm going to put one on the Hawk so I don't get 2 for 1, but did that so that the Inspector could at least get through. What is this new devilry? Even Rift Watcher's my guest with that casting cost. Oh, yeah. That's a losing game there, picking on the artifacts now. Used to be good against me when I had a very low land count, but now I'm able to lean on creature defense and the encampment holdout settlement combo. They're pretty much identical cards except in name, and these have really meant the difference. People, the one thing you don't want to do against this deck is be slow, and they tend to be slow because they bring in a little bit too much hate. It's not an error. I think I would probably deduce the same thing if I didn't know the deck. I probably should have equipped there. Remember what I was saying about equipping the Glinthawk? Well, I lied. Let's do this. That way any sort of shenanigans with wrath removal effects are going to hurt pretty badly. We've got a big fat target in our recruit. A rat here. Can't get rid of everybody. Do you prefer... Oh, Diablo 1 all day. It's nice and dark and gritty, and the only thing that sucks about the original Diablo is that you can't run. And that's about it. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to cut it short today. Well, not really short. This is usually about how long the show goes. And go over this list. So this is what I've been experimenting with this weekend, is just in a blue elemental blast, and in place of the Oblivion Ring, which I moved main, never a dead card, and lost the journey. Like I said, you always want 4 elements of removal there. And Nils, which we will rename to Nims after Nimchimsky's cool kid. So anyway, can't rats for 3 though. This is true. All right, guys. Well, hey, we got 2 more Halloween shows left. Toothmaker, please look at the top of the show on YouTube, because they really went all out, especially 2 weeks ago, and our Halloween finale, obviously on Halloween, where we're going to be playing all of our dark stuff and such. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Pauperganda@gmail.com. If you got cool lists you want to share, or links you want us to share for you and stuff, we're all about sharing and caring, blah, blah, blah. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time on Pauperganda.
Attention Pauperganda Knights, show your love of all things Pauper with our ultra deluxe playmats. And true to our Pauper roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
Trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it.
Just send an email to pauperganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
All you need to do is visit our friends at inkgaming.com. Order yours today.